Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Neo. In this video, I am working on myself. I did a previous set of like these super long extendo nails and had the idea that I was just gonna snap them off, but I did not prep my nails the correct way, and I had a really hard time getting them off, and I think I like hurt my fingers. So I needed a little bit of support on my nails just because I naturally have very thin, flaky fingernails, and they were just hurting me to do anything. So I told myself I was just going to put on this really short set and keep them on for a few weeks just so that my nails could, get a break for a little bit. So I've already gone in with some clear tips. These are not straight tips, they're slightly curved, but I cut them down so short that the curve isn't even a factor. I've blended and now I am priming. I went in with my Mia Secret dehydrator and primer, and then I'm going to go in with my Young Nails Protein Bond as my second layer of primer, and I'm working on both hands. In this video, I had the intentions of showing how I work on both hands, but I'm right-handed, so anytime I was using my left hand, I was completely out of frame, so I couldn't put any of that footage in the video because it was just a mess. I'm not left-handed, so I had to get like real close to that hand. It was a mess. I was editing this like, oh gosh. So you're only going to see me working with my dominant hand in this video, but that's totally fine. Also, you can see that I have gone ahead and shredded up some gold foil. You know I hate doing this. I talk about it in almost every video. I hate having to do this, but the foil that I have that comes pre-shredded from the two guys, they didn't have a gold like I like. They have like a really brassy yellow gold, and I wanted more of a coppery kind of gold. So I had to bite the bullet and shred up some gold foil. But I did that before I started because I just hate doing it mid-set. So after priming, I'm going in with my Young Nails Core Clear. This is just to protect the nail from staining, to give it a little bit of support, and to allow you to protect the nail plate so that when you do file off this design, you don't have to go back to zero all the way down to the natural nail bed. So that's what I'm doing here. It also helps with doing refills or fill-ins or backfills or whatever you call it, because then you don't have to backfill with a specific color. You can just backfill with the clear and then move on to adding your color. Look how dry my hands are. I gotta do better with these dry hands, you know? So after doing that on both hands, I am actually working a baby boomer set, but instead of using like a lighter pink nude, I am using that peanut color that I talked about in a previous video from Sugar and Cream. It is like the perfect nude for my skin tone. I'm still obsessed with it. And I'm using an iGel Beauty Dip and Dap color. It's the dipping white, like the most opaque white. I have issues with this white because I love how opaque it is. It is like the whitest white that they have, but it specifies that it's a dip powder white. It's very grainy. You'll be able to see in some clips that when you use it, it is not creamy at all. You can actually see the grains of white powder in it. I think maybe if you mix it with clear acrylic, it might be better, but like I don't have time to be doing all of that. And I used it over all of the other whites that I have because I really wanted this to be uber white tips. Normally, if I'm doing a boomer, I'll use like a softer white or a milky white or like marshmallow from Sugar and Cream or something like that. But I wanted these tips to be white. So that's why I'm just gonna suck it up and use this, but maybe in the future I'll go ahead and mix it with some clear acrylic to smooth it out. So I'm just blending that on the tip and going back to blend towards the cuticle area, making sure that I have the coverage on the tip first because that's what really matters. We're gonna cover up that other area. But as you can see, you can see the tiny little grains in the, yeah, you can see it. It's not very pleasant. But it didn't bother me too much because I know I was gonna ombre over it. And the final result, you couldn't even tell that it was grainy, but it's not nice to see when you're working on it. So on all the fingers besides the ring finger, I am going to be doing a simple baby boomer ombre on myself. I cut these down to be like a tapered square, medium length. I just wanted something simple and relatively short for me because my fingers were really hurting after I snapped off those nails. I was under the impression that if I prep with cuticle oil and top coat that the nails would just fly right off, but they were on. Those nails did not want to come off. It was like 3 in the morning and I was freaking out because I was like, I have work the next day. So yeah, I hurt my fingers really badly pulling those off. which you shouldn't do, so don't do that. On the ring finger, I am doing a clear and white marble. As you can see, I dipped into my core clear. I dipped a tiny bit into the white because the white is hella pigmented, and I'm swirling it around diagonally, and yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I will go in later and fill in the natural nail areas with the nude color, just because I felt like the nude color that I'm using now is not the same as my nail plate color. So I went in on those clear areas and filled in the area with a tiny bead of that nude. As you can see, this color is just so pretty. It's more brown than you're probably used to seeing with baby boomers, but I just loved it on my skin tone. I'm still obsessed with this color. So I'm just going in and ombreing down, swiping up if need to, but it's just a basic ombre. Yeah, after that, I'm gonna cap with Young Nails Core Clear, and then that's pretty much it, I think. On both hands, I mean, the right hand took me longer just because I'm not left-handed, but the ring finger, the only difference was that I used just a wet brush and some monomer to add the gold foil pieces in the same swirl pattern that the white acrylic is in. But other than that, this is a super simple set. Yeah, this is me adding that brown color. You see how it just helps to blend in with the other nails? I added the peanut color in between the white swirls just so that it matches. My nail plate color doesn't come through on that marble nail. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I said clap. Cap and clear, and then file, shape, and top coat. So I'll just let you watch the rest. And this is me just going in with more of that nude color to fill in any gaps. If I see like there's an area where there's not enough pigment, just going in with a tiny dryer bead just to cover it up. These nails, I wasn't trying to do anything super fancy. I just wanted my nails to have a break, and putting on these shorter tips is just what I needed. My fingers hurt so bad, especially if you're someone like me who has just naturally very, very thin, flaky nails. It's just painful. So I'm going in now, and you can see I'm swiping monomer across the nail just to keep it wet. And I'm just applying the foil in that swirl pattern. So just following the pattern that I made with the white and clear acrylic, and just placing the foil on there, nothing crazy. I hate having to pre-shred foil. It's so annoying. But yeah, that's all I'm doing. I'm not using any acrylic to do this. I'm just using the wet brush to add them on. And if it stops sticking, just dip the brush in your monomer, and it does what it needs to do. And I'm clear capping. Nothing serious. Most of them I could do in one bead just because the nails are pretty short. But remember, there's nothing wrong with doing it in multiple beads. You do as many as you need to, making sure that the tip, and as you can see, like the white was so grainy, but once you start capping and adding the other colors, you can't even tell, but I really liked how white they were, like a crisp opaque white. So yeah, I'm just clear capping all of the nails, building up the structure wherever I need, and making sure to not flood the cuticles or sidewalls with the acrylic. And that's what they look like right after, pretty smooth. So I went in with my normal 100, 180 grit file. I am just cleaning up that shape and cleaning up the sidewalls. I do have a wider nail bed, so because the nails were so short, they were looking pretty wide. So I'm just cleaning up a lot of the product that was on the sidewall, like the bulk, horizontally, and then cleaning up the shape. It is a tapered square, but they're just so short. These nails, they're just to get me through like the next week or so, week and a half. But just making sure I have a nice crisp shape. And now I'm going in with my favorite bit and my E-file. So this is my fine tapered cone carbide bit. It's a crosscut, and I like it because it is a safety, so you can see I can get real good up in there in the cuticle area. It is not going to cut you or your clients. I know I'm out of frame. Sorry, I gotta do better about that. So I'm just smoothing out the nail and cleaning the cuticle area. You'll see me swipe my finger over it. That's a good tip to use when you're e-filing. Run your finger over the nail so that you can feel any grooves, any bumps or lumps or anything like that, and then just use your file to, you know, clean that up. But don't forget to clean your sidewalls and your cuticle area so that you're not flooded. You don't have extra acrylic on the skin, because that will help with lifting, and we don't want that. We want these to last. So that's basically what I'm doing on all 10 fingers. And remember, I'm only going to show the left hand because I'm barely in frame now. Just imagine what it looked like when I was doing the other hand. So yeah, that's pretty much what this is. And this is after washing my hands, scrubbing with a manicure brush to make sure that there was no dust left over. And if you can see the pinky, it's nice and thin. There's not a lot of bulk. These nails, yeah. I'm applying a glossy top coat by the Two Guys. I do switch top coats halfway through just because I forgot about this top coat that I really liked and wanted to try it on this set just because it was for me. But I'm just going in with my glossy top coat on both hands, and I'm going to cure for a 60 seconds, and that is pretty much it. This set was uber simple. I wanted just something for myself to have on my nails because, like I said, my fingers were hurting so bad. This is the final shot of the nails. You can see how white the white was. I was really happy about that. The little marble nail, and this is what they look like on both hands. So I can do my own acrylic. Hopefully you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.